So I mean, there are a lot of things we don't know, but there are also things that we are not getting answers for. Like, um, first of all, the red sign since when this happened has been the school hasn't reached out, the license officer is not reaching out. They are both declining any form of contact from us. Exactly, and it seems to be that it's only the embassy that wants to be the form of contact, which I believe is not right. First of all, and secondly, they said that they did an autopsy. They only sent us one picture that shows that my brother is dead. He looked like he was sleeping, and in that picture, he was wearing a blue coat. I wish I could show you the picture right now, but the inside of this coat was fully furred. If you wear it, there's not how you wear it and you will still be cold. There's no how you wear it and you still be cold. And it was an overall. It wasn't just a jacket or something. It was an overall thick. Because when my mom bought it
He
before he
even told
left,
me he was skated, that he wasn't even feeling cold. Voice note one paper. I have his voice note right here about the board. Chatted after I left the airport. I bade him farewell. After I bade him farewell, I kept in contact, and he was showing me as he was moving. Maybe an edited picture, I don't know. I want to know. I want to see my boy. I want to see. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe by repatriation. Maybe I'll go there. I just want like, ma.
And apparently, for more indications, the institution put him in a room without a heater. You know, and he complained, but nobody seemed to pay attention to his complaints. The Nigerian mission in Ukraine has been in touch with the family. They got the permission of the father for the autopsy to be conducted, and the permission of the father for him to thereafter maybe be buried in Lviv. But in the meantime, it's obvious that there was a case of negligence by that institution that put him in a room where there was no heater, in a weather of almost -3, -4 degrees. So the next decision, that's what I'm here to confirm with the family, with the decision of the family. What else do they want to do? They want to take up the school for negligence? Do they want to take the institution for negligence? So whatever is they want to do, we are here to support them. I stand by them. I give them the kind of support and whatever we can do to cushion this tragedy. I mean, we can't bring him back, but whatever it is we can all do to support. I mean, you sent your son abroad, he died the next day. It's too tragic to even imagine. But we're here for the family, and everything will be done to support the family in whatever decisions they take in this regard.
Okay, I listened to you when you said the Nigerian government should have a database that whoever that is going to abroad, there should be a record, proper record. I don't know why is government not doing so.
No, I think it's very important, and particularly students. Like for instance, if this hadn't happened to Fadilulai, the mission would not know that he was in Ukraine. So there should be a way that particularly students, when you go to these countries, even before you go, just let the mission know that you are going to that country, you're going to be there, you're going to be in this institution. I think it's going to help. But we've had a lot of cases where it turns out that, oh, nobody knew and then some tragic thing happened. So the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we all need to come up with something in that regard. And there are some, we found particularly some institutions, I'm not saying in this particular case, that really, if you knew the condition of those universities that you are going to outside Nigeria, you probably would not go. There are some institutions that our children go to abroad that, honestly speaking, in what I've seen in the last few years, you're better off in some institutions as much as we criticize them back home. So we need to have more information about that. In Northern Cyprus alone, like I said some time ago, we lost about 26. I mean, what could be happening that we lose 26 students in one country? Although that cost is not a compromise. So let's, with this case, we need to look a bit more about where our children are going to. and what happens to them there. But I appeal to all Nigerian students in particular, just do all you can to let the mission, particularly in countries like, you know, some places that are a bit not particularly the most friendly places, it's important to let the mission know. Why would you put any human being in the kind of room that we saw here? A student for that matter. That is negligence on the part of the institution that will put any human being, anybody at all. In that way, you can call it, he died of extreme cold, you know, extreme cold.
Cold.
So you can call that pneumonia, you know, we have different tests, but he died of extreme cold. We've had cases of people who died of extreme heat. In this case, it was extreme cold. And if you put somebody in a room where the temperature is -4 degrees and there's no heater, yeah, they said he had an overall and some for, you need much more than that to survive a weather that is -4 degrees. Do you know what -4 degrees is? So he died of extreme cold. But what we're saying is that from all indication, that room had no heater. There was no appropriate dressing up things for him. I'm sure if they had told the young chap that he was coming to a room without heater, he would have bought his own heater. So, but like I said, and in this particular case, the mission gave the permission for the autopsy with the
Consent.
consent of the father before it was carried out. So all that was properly done. And the role of the mission is to be there for Nigerians. Although they didn't know the student was there, but as soon as they heard, they did all the necessary things. So the next step really is for the family to decide the next steps to take in terms of negligence by the institution. And if they want it to query the autopsy, they have the report. It is the decision of the family. And that's why I'm here to confirm with them. But take it as extreme cold, which could also be called pneumonia. Because pneumonia is about cold, get into your body. It died of extreme, harsh weather condition.
More than devastated. I am more than broken. Because I don't know. I want justice for my son. Because the school was negligent. My son died as a result of breach of duty of care. They lacked duty of care. That's why my son died. The room was so unkempt. There was no heater. I chatted with my son through the night till around the 12 of Nigerian time. But which I was telling him to go to bed in order to wake up early enough to meet the school authority. Whom I chatted with earlier through one Mr. Roman Lutfo. Roman Lutfo is the liaison officer to the school. I don't know. It's undersigned to the letter given to my son. So the school cannot prove otherwise that Roman Lutfo maybe they didn't know anything about my son. They have the records that someone is coming from Nigeria. He was invited. We went through all the rigorous visa processing together. I didn't use any agent. I went through everything with my son. His father went with him only once. Due to his workload, he couldn't cope. So I had to be with him all the while. We travel, to and fro together, to make up for all the processes. In fact, we both applied for visa. I wanted to go with him, but we both refused. And at appeal level, they have the directive from the country that no tourism is allowed. So I was not granted appeal on the basis that COVID thing, this and that. Due to COVID regulations, I was not allowed to go with my son. But I was assured by the Ukrainian embassy right here. They have a recipient right in there who collected the appeal fee and all of that. She assured me that once my son gets to the country, it becomes the liability of the school. That the school take responsibility right from there. So
That has been my solace. That was my so-called the word that, well, my son will be fine because I don't talk with my kids. I don't leave them. Anywhere they go, we go together. But as the case may be, I don't know. The school is to be held responsible. They are liable for this. They are liable for the negligence. Even if they tell me that Mr. Lutfo is the agent, any negligence of an agent lies on the principal. That is what the law says. So right here, I don't know. What I want right now, yes, when I heard and I saw the letter that my son died of pneumonia, well, alhamdulillah, I'm a Muslim. I accept that faith, but the fact that it has been an occurrence of which we failed to like look into. I didn't know earlier until I know it was, my news went viral. That was when people start hearing their own experiences. If it had been like this, nobody will. I won't just sit back and allow my son to go to that death zone. But because people has been keeping quiet, Nigeria didn't know anything about what has been happening. What they knew about others, it has been addressed. But this case, Nigerian government didn't know anything about it. That is why I shouted. That is why I opened up. I want Nigeria to intervene in my matter. I want government to come to my aid. I just lost a son, a very vibrant one for that matter.